Today marks 1,500, 1,500 days that I share lessons that I learn and continue to learn. The something that was interesting. And today will be different because today I will just share what is in my mind because that's a big milestone. And I think that I need to first think I need to be appreciative and grateful for myself and acknowledge that is a big milestone. That is 1,500 is a little bit more than 4 years. A little bit more than 4 years. And I was walking today, had my coffee in my hand, like always going in the nature, going in the park and reflecting. And I thought, like, what should I speak about? What should I reflect on? And I was reflecting that those 4 years was extremely tough. This was one of the probably most difficult seasons of my life. But I chose to do this, even though that I'm not was not doing the best. And but the thing about the last year, my YouTube channel, the last year probably was the worst. The lesson that I shared was a lot of times just to show up and do the lesson. A lot of lessons was probably 80% of my lessons was really below average. But still, I was showing up, doing my best. I do love the saying that today I do my best, but tomorrow my best will be better. And what it means is that I did my best, even though that my best was not very good. But I think that I learned so much that about myself. I was reflecting and that I put myself in a position where I'm not supposed to put myself in. I put myself in an environment that drained my energy. I made terrible choices. I let people down. I let myself down. I lost my brother. I didn't allow myself to grieve. I put myself in even more pain than as I needed to. And the last 4 years, as I said, it was extremely, extremely difficult. But at the same time, that suffering allowed me to really learn more about myself, start to respect myself more, start to love myself more, because I know that in the past, I tolerated the things that I didn't need to tolerate. I said to things that I didn't. I said yes to things that I didn't need to say yes to, and I think that this year, in the next 365 days, will be all about me. I always said that I really want to add value. I need to want to add value, but this year, 365 days will be all about adding value to me. I will share my lessons. I will still do my lessons, but it's all about me growing myself, about me getting better. Because I think that the last 4 years, I put other people in front of me, and I think that that's it was not the best decision for me based on where I was in my life. And I think it's time I need to sometimes even forgive myself for the choices that I made and move forward and really make better choice from now on. So I'm looking forward for this year because I'm starting not from scratch, but I'm starting from experience. And I think that this will be a beautiful thing to really work. And I was thinking, what should I focus on next 365 days, next year? I really want to focus on three main things that I thought today, but I will reflect even more before the year. But three words that really came into my life, into my mind, was exposure, challenge, and joy. Exposure, challenge, and joy. Those three words that I think that next year will be main focus for me. And why is that? Well, I was thinking why those words really stick into my mind and really said this is what I really want next year to look like. Exposures. I want to expose myself to the most things that I could ever imagine. To expose myself to perspectives, ideas, thoughts, businesses that I never thought is possible, beliefs. So I want to expose myself to different kind of people. I there's so many things that you can potentially expose yourselves to understand what's possible. Because exposure is putting you in a position to really say like, oh wow, I never thought this is possible. So exposure is a big thing for me. Challenge is that I'm extremely good at in linear growth. Extremely good. I could do this. I'd be extremely disciplined, consistent. There's not a lot of people who could be as disciplined and consistent as I am. But I think that there's a lot of people who move faster than me because they are understanding that there is rather than focusing on linear growth, we need to challenge ourselves to really focus on parabolic growth. So challenging yourself and stretching yourself That's something that where true growth lies. And then the last thing that I really want to really focus on is joy and fun. I think that in last years I so focused on really doing the right thing and focusing on the future, forgot about to enjoying current moment, being grateful about current moment, be more present and be more joyful. And this is exactly what I will do. I will challenge myself to be more joyful. I will challenge myself to be more fun. And this is exactly, I mean, now I'm thinking I will create a challenge for myself 100 days of joy or 100 days of fun, 100 days of challenge, 100 days of exposure, exposed to myself to different things. So this is exactly what I will really think about it. What kind of joy could they bring on a daily basis? What kind of challenge could they bring on a daily basis? What kind of exposure could I bring to myself every single day? So I think the next couple of days I will really think about it and share what kind of things could we do to expose ourselves more, to challenge ourselves more, to grow parabolically, and really what we can do to bring more joy. Because I know by myself that I didn't have a lot of joy in the last couple of years. And a lot of it's just because of my decisions that I made. I allowed a lot of things that drains my energy, and because I didn't have as much energy as I used to, I didn't have that that energy to give to the things that really makes my life more joyful. So today is a 1500 days, and there's probably a lot of lessons that I gathered, a lot of things that I shared. But the most important part is that I showed up. And why is that is important that I showed up is that I have built belief that this is who I am. This is who I am. I show up no matter what. I could be in the worst position in my life. I could be suffering. I in a could be extremely sick, but I still will show up for the things that matters. And this is who I am. This is a person that I always wanted to leave my legacy, because I said, for me, one of my legacy I really want to leave behind is that I am the fighter who really fights every single day for the better tomorrow. But I think that I need to really start fighting for the better today as well, because I really want to bring more joy. Really want to bring more joy. I think about my life, and when I think about more joy, I think that a lot of times I used to be so much into hustle, grind. Sometimes I just want to run away from current life. And I think that when you run away from current life, you'll never run from it. But when you really grind and hustle because you enjoy your current moment, but at the same time you grind and hustle because that is just your calling, your dedication. I think it's different attitude, different energy that you're leaning towards to. And I think that my energy was not the best. Rather than running towards something, yeah, I was running from something. So I will need to really realign myself, reevaluate myself, just to make sure that I really build my life in a way where there's a lot of exposure, there's a lot of challenge, there's a lot of fun and joy, a lot of bliss, a lot of gratefulness, a lot of gratitude. And this is exactly what I really want to really focus my YouTube channel to talk about, is really focus every single day to really cover those three topics. What did I expose myself today? What did I challenge myself? Where did I find joy today? And I think that a lot of lessons will be much shorter on my YouTube channel next year, focusing on those three topics. And maybe that's something that will allow you to reflect as well what you would want to focus next year to. What would be the theme or a motto of the year? And I think that 1500 is a beautiful marker. And I think about how I will celebrate this. And I think that one thing that I really want to do is a road trip. And whenever I have a moment, I will be able to really. And it might be that the next year, the January, I will think about how I could really make it happen to go for a road trip and do my lessons on a road trip, just to make sure that I really could celebrate such a massive milestone, 1500, 1500 days, when I show up here speaking. And interesting because I moved probably 12, maybe 15 times. There's When you look into my videos, There's so many different locations that I record my YouTube videos with different cameras, different audio quality, different video quality. There's so many different things, and I probably still need to reflect. I didn't even reflect a lot, I just reflect a little bit, but I think there is so much to reflect on. And maybe I will do another day as well, reflection of my 1,500 days, maybe on my experience, maybe on the things that I was working for on, maybe the things that I improved the most. But today, it's just a very simple day. Just acknowledge that this milestone was achieved. The next big milestone will be 2,000 and 2,500. I'm looking forward for it. So that means I still need to go a 1 year and a half till 2,000 will be achieved. But I'm looking forward for it. I was thinking that I will do 1,000 days, but I think that based on current my understanding where I am and where I want to be, I think that I will do 2,000 at least, and I think maybe even 2,500 for sure. So if you're listening, I hope that you will really subscribe and a little. Not you don't need to listen every single day, but I think that I hope that you will listen every single 100 days just to see where I am and really see the journey that I'm making towards that better tomorrow, but at the same time the journey to be more grateful about today as well. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.